What's up, Sunday fams? Welcome back to another video where we get together every Sunday and catch up on the latest TV shows, movies, and everything in pop culture. Game of Thrones, Episode 4. Ooh, holy shit. Oh man. Okay, so Jesus. This episode was amazing. Like, I'm still kind of reeling off of last week's episode, and I want to kind of bring up a few points based on last episode.
Yeah,
episode
we do
3,
have some things
night.
to address.
Okay, before we start talking about this episode, which is amazing. Do I have to say that again?
It is an amazing episode.
It's an amazing episode, even though it was
emotional roller coaster.
Emotional roller coaster for sure. Okay, so the long night. There's been a lot of conversations out there in the internet. There's a split audience between it was a really good episode and a very bad episode. There's a lot of conversations talking about how the writers got lazy and you know, this subject, this topic that there is this, you know, sense of disbelief and anger that Arya was the one who killed the Night King. Okay, so here's something that I want you guys to think about, and maybe you can touch on this a little bit, enlighten a few people here and there. So what?
It's the one and only Digo Double G.
Like, honestly, this is Game of Thrones. Like, this is how George R.R. Martin writes, and this is kind of how the story has evolved. You have witnessed all of these ups and downs, these emotional turmoils.
You can speak to this because you've read most of the books.
And I've read most of the books. This is what it is. It's unexpected. Expect the unexpected. Right. So what if Arya is the one who kills the Night King? Maybe she was meant to be the one to kill him the whole time. It doesn't matter if Jon didn't get the chance to do it, because that is not how George R.R. Martin writes. Like, if that was how George Martin, if that is how he wrote it, then it would be a disservice to all of the things that has happened in Game of Thrones. And I just wanted to kind of point that out to everybody who may be confused about why this is happening, and why did Arya get this kill shot, and why did Jon not get any of that stuff. It's just how it is. That's how Game of Thrones is.
Yeah, Game of Thrones has always been a show about subverting expectations. It's been leading up to this point where Jon would have this final showdown, but like, where have you seen in this series everything going according to plan? Like,
exactly.
We've never seen it before.
Exactly.
And previous to this season, we've seen Melisandre hint at the importance of Arya, even if she's not the prince that was promised, right? You would shut the green eyes, the brown eyes, and the blue eyes, and it was revisited again in a previous episode, which would state that she was the one that was probably hinted to bring an end to the Night King. Now, a lot of people are saying Arya is a Mary Sue. Now, I'm just like, she's been training for 7 seasons to be an assassin, with the Faceless, and just being in general with the Hound.
Yes.
And being on her own, she's a badass.
She's
an official badass.
And
you know?
I have read the books, and she is a pretty badass, kick-ass assassin. And so, what if it doesn't matter? I actually feel really good about it because I did not expect it at all, and I'm so happy that that happened, because if it was Jon, then it would have been like, oh, I always knew it was going to be Jon, because they've been building him up for like all these seasons.
Although I would have liked him to fight the Night King at least once, but the Night King was a bitch and did that raise the dead spell, and everybody just interrupted it.
Yeah, if there's anything you should be mad about, it should be that. You know, if they wrote that in to raise the dead to prevent Jon from having a little one-on-one combat with the Night King, I would be mad at that. But
this episode,
let's get to this episode.
Woo!
Oh man,
Can I just say from the start, I did not expect to lose Rhaegal that quickly. I was pretty downtrodden and sullen for most of the episode after I saw that.
That was a big shock to me. That's why I'm so happy right now. That's why I'm so like amazed that this is Game of Thrones. Even with all the conversations that are happening out there about last episode, jeez, this is amazing. Like, I did not expect. I was completely shocked, and I was really sad.
Right out of left
to see
field.
Yeah, really sad to see that. He just
that,
regained his strength. And you know, Daenerys like has this proud mother look on her face that he's flying again with all the injuries, and ballista.
Again, subverting expectations. We didn't expect them to get ambushed by the Golden Company, let alone lose practically their entire fleet. So now Daenerys has what appears to be half of what she was traveling down to Dragonstone with, and one less a dragon, and Jon Snow and his company with the Dothraki and what's remaining of the Unsullied with him, and the Northern armies, they're a fortnight away, which is 2 weeks. So that's just like, I don't know what the hell's going to happen. Things are looking dire for them. Yeah. And amidst all of that, we're back to the nitty gritty of Game of Thrones. We're back to the politics. We're back to the scheming.
At the heart of Game of Thrones. This is what it's all about. You know, I do not expect Daenerys and her side to win whatsoever. That would be bitter. Like, there's something about what George R. R. Martin said, that the ending is going to be bittersweet. It's not going to be what you guys expect.
I still have hopes.
You that. We have our predictions.
I still have hopes.
Okay, let's go to that.
For the Iron Bank and the Golden Company to not... I think this is like a front, right? Euron takes them, he downs Rhaegal, and comes back to the Queen. Yes, it was glorious. And then the real fight happens. Jon Snow makes it to the south. What happens? The Golden Company turn their backs, and they sail back to Braavos, and they're like, bye-bye.
I don't think they sail back to Braavos. I think,
okay, well maybe they turn their back and start attacking.
I think they joined Daenerys' side because, you know, we've all kind of seen these videos, and if you haven't...
yeah, the Iron Bank...
Yeah, like, you can just search for it.
Okay, I will agree with all of you. The writers are lazy if they just completely leave the Iron Bank out of the last, out of the last conflict, because they were a huge part of season 5, 6, and 7. Yep. And if there's no payoff to Tycho's visit to Cersei and her paying off her debt, that's gonna suck.
It is gonna suck. Oh, I do have some predictions here. They're very bold. I don't know if there has been predictions made this way, but I do feel like... Okay, hear me out here. I do feel like, yes, Jaime will end up killing Cersei. Okay, but this is how it happens. Tyrion dies because of Cersei, forcing Jaime to end it. That is a pretty, that kind of prediction, that theory, it's out there.
It's not as out there because the look on Jaime's face when he learned what happened at Dragonstone.
Oh, yeah.
And he left he left Brienne. He was like, I'm not a good man. She's hateful.
Do you think
I'm hateful?
Do you think he's going back?
He's going to kill Cersei.
He's going to kill Cersei.
He's going to kill Cersei.
For a minute there, I thought that he was going to go back to help her.
So all of my theories and all of my speculations going forward is just, it's going to come down to what Varys decides to do with the information he has.
Oh my goodness, that is just Game of Thrones politicking 101.
Yeah, because we know from the outset, Jon doesn't want the throne, but it doesn't really matter what he wants, right? And so it's up to Varys, Tyrion, it's up to Dany, how she treats all of this stuff.
Oh, she is heartbroken, man. She just lost one of her children, and Missandei is gone. That was... I mean, you did not expect her to make it in this episode, right?
Like, that's another thing I want to address to everybody else that's complaining about these episodes. It's like, we expected more people to die. Dude, there's 2 episodes left.
It's not
there's
over.
2 episodes left, and in this episode, Rhaegal died. In this episode, Missandei died, and half of her fleet died. In these last 2 episodes, we could very well see half of the main cast die.
Here's another one for you guys. Arya gets killed by the mountain, forcing Clegane Bowl.
I would love to see that fight. I would not love to see Arya die, but she is prepared to die. She was joined with the Hound on King's Road and was like, I'm prepared not to return.
It's the only way the Hound has the upper hand. I don't
plan to return.
Have some berserker mode happen as soon as this Arya thing happens. Oh man, it's not that I want Arya to die, but that's just kind of like how I see Clegane Bowl happening.
Let us know what you think.
Oh boy, this was a very heavy episode, even though it was kind of a slow turn.
They got destroyed by those scorpions.
I have no idea how things are going to turn around. Things don't look so good on Daenerys' side.
Yeah, but that's kind of like par for the course. A lot of times they make one side look helpless, make the other side look all powerful. And something happens, and then they subvert expectations.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see what happens on that front.
Well, if history has anything to say about this, I just feel like they're going to lose.
I don't think they're going to lose.
I hope they're not.
But I don't think they're going to win so easily.
It's not gonna turn out the way we think.
I think it's gonna be a huge
I'd be
bloodbath.
happy. I'd be happy either way. This is Game of Thrones, guys. Don't expect anything to happen.
I'm gonna make my one fairy prediction. The one miracle that they will possibly make come true out of all of the subversions they'll use is Drogon will live. He's not going to die.
That would make everyone happy, wouldn't it?
It would. That's why it's a a miraculous prediction. I don't know the likelihood of it happening.
Yeah.
But I want him to
If George
live.
has anything to say about it, he does not want people to leave happy after watching this. It's a song of ice and fire, guys. There's no happiness. Once you find happiness.
Either way, John's
over.
gonna get his just desserts.
Yeah, it's not over, guys. There's still 2 episodes left. Let's see what happens. Embrace this last season, because that's gonna be it. It's gonna be a while before they start rolling out the prequels. And so,
yeah,
tell us what you think.
Yeah,
leave your
let
comments
us know in
section
the comments
below. What do you think is gonna happen to Daenerys' armies? What do you think is gonna happen with all the characters?
Nymeria and her wolf pack.
Oh yeah, can we say goodbye to Ghost? That is, if there is anything that I am more pissed about, is the writing off of Ghost.
Nope, I don't think that's the. I don't think that's it. I don't think that happened.
You still have hope, but that is weak, man. That is weak.
No, I still believe the Stark children have their warg bond with their wolves, even though half of them have died, and so that's all I'm gonna say about that. Yeah, I don't think that's the end. I don't think that's the last we're gonna see of Ghost.
Alright guys, let us know what you think in the comments section down below. As always guys, we post new videos every Sunday and sometimes during the week. Leave a like and comment down in the section below. Hit that subscribe button and we'll see you next time.
Huh?